So, hey Team Phys-Ed, PE Nathan Horn from iPhys-Ed.com here, and I wanted to take the time and do a bit of an end of semester recap, as it is the last day of our semester one today here at ISS, and I wanted to just sort of reflect back upon the first semester here and share some of the things that have happened and some thoughts, as well as talk about some plans for next semester. So, as we come to the end of first semester, it's been a really busy one. It's my 5th year here in Singapore at ISS, and we're really looking forward to this year as a year just to consolidate a lot of the stuff that had already been happening at the school. So we started back in August and started the year off with athletics, as we always do here, because we have our athletic sports day pretty early on in the year. So the first sort of 5 to 6 weeks of the year was really taken up by athletics, and the real focus this year of athletics was looking at personal bests and achieving personal bests. So even if you're not the winner, by achieving your personal best, you can still feel like that you have achieved and you've done well. And actually, some students who achieved their personal best but didn't finish in first, second, or third place actually made huge improvements. And for me, that's a better thing than actually winning. So we really focused on that a lot. We looked at a lot of peer coaching. We had students peer coaching each other and helping them to try and improve their technique in running, throwing, and jumping events. And then we had our sports day, which almost got rained off for the first time. We had some big storms in the morning and it looked like we weren't going to go ahead. We had to make some adjustments to the day and take out the long jump, because the long jump pit was covered like a lake. So we took that out, but still did our running events and our javelin and shot put events. So it was a very successful day and a great way to start the year. It's not my favourite way to start the year. I think athletics can be not a dry topic, but it can tend to be. It wouldn't be my first choice of activities to start the year, but we're sort of bound by the fact that we have that event in early September, so we sort of have to start with that. So after that, we moved into some sort of team games. We had some striking and fielding games, actually, for the older students. For the younger students, we really spent the first part of the year looking at fundamental movement skills, and this year I've done some work with the students looking at taking videos of them performing fundamental movement skills, turning them into GIFs, and embedding them in student portfolios, and then students are able to reflect upon the way they're moving. I'm hoping to do that again a couple of times in the second semester, so we can hopefully see a progression in their fundamental movement skills. The main ones we were looking at was running, skipping, and hopping, as well as kicking, throwing, and catching. So it'll be interesting to see next semester when we redo those video assessments as to how well the students have actually improved. So that was the younger ones. The older ones did some striking and fielding games, and we were really looking at that in terms of being able to send an object, not necessarily hitting. We could do kicking or throwing. We did a variety of different things, but how could you send an object into a space so that you would have a lot of time to score points? So that was grade 2 and grade 3 and 4 and 5, and we really were trying to assess the students on were they able to actually send the object into a space where it was open, there was no fielder, and were they able to actually select when the right time to run was, and then when they were fielding, were they able to make good decisions about where to throw the ball, when to throw the ball, things like that. So that was striking and fielding games. After that, we moved into some movement composition, some dance. In previous years, we've sort of mixed that up a little bit. We've done some dance and martial arts, as well as some yoga. This year, we went back and just really focused on dance, and we looked at the 5 elements of dance. So body, space, time, energy. Can't think of the 5th one off the top of my head right now, but we looked at those 5 elements of dance, and we used those 5 elements of dance along with the teaching dance for understanding model. And if you haven't seen that, I really highly recommend you go and check that out, because I found that was a really fantastic way to introduce dance. So dance is a playful experience, and then moving through that teaching dance for understanding cycle and really deepening students' understandings of dance. And that's sort of where we're at the moment. That's the end of the first semester. When we come back after the break, some of the younger students will be moving into their dance and movement units. Some of the other younger students will be moving into some target games, and the older students in the elementary school will be moving into some net and wall games. I'm really excited to do a bit of spike ball, some volleyball, some tennis, some hand tennis, and a variety of different net and wall games, and really focus on the idea of how do you win a point and how do you use the space in which you're playing really effectively. So that's sort of what's been happening on the school front. On the personal front, there's been a few changes here with me. We've actually, after 5 years here in Singapore, decided that we're going to be moving on at the end of this year. My wife and I will be moving to Canada. We're going to be settling in the lower mainland area of British Columbia. And we've been planning on doing that for a few years now, and finally we pulled the trigger. We're going to do it. So we will be looking for work in BC. So if you know of any jobs coming up, please let us know. And that's a double-edged thing that we've decided to do that as well, because we're also expecting a child. So we're welcoming our first child in March, which we are very, very excited about. So it'll be great to be closer to family back in BC. So on the personal front, that's what's happening. This year I've been really lucky in this first semester to go to a couple of different events as well. Got to go to Connected PE in Dubai, which is run by Jared Robinson, the PE Geek. Fantastic conference. Also had the opportunity to go to the APEC conference again in Hong Kong. Although I was sick while I was there, I had the flu, and it felt really, really, really horrible, but it was still a great opportunity to meet up with some of those PE friends that I've made throughout the years, and to see them again in Hong Kong. So those were really great professional learning events where I was able to go and share again. Have another event coming up in early January in Ho Chi Minh. There's still places available. If you're in Asia and you're interested in going, make sure you go to the website iPhys-Ed.com, and you'll be able to see on the blog information of the workshop in Ho Chi Minh City in January. So if you're interested in that, please sign up. We've got about 15 coming at the moment, so it should be a really, really good group. Apart from that, looking forward to a break. As always, by this time of year, everyone's exhausted, kids are exhausted, I'm exhausted, and it's time for a break. So staying here in Singapore for Christmas and looking forward to just recharging, relaxing. Got myself a copy of the new Tim Ferriss book the other day, Tools of the Titans, so really looking forward to reading that. Have also the book by Phil Knight from Nike, Shoe Dog. Looking forward to reading that and just catching up on a lot of stuff. Other news in terms of iPhys-Ed.com, also working really, really hard at the moment on our e-courses and looking forward to launching those online courses in the early part of 2017. We'll have 2 courses up first. The first one will be creating game animations using Keynote, and the second one will be around assessment, physical education assessment. Now those courses, there will be a cost associated with them. The Keynote one will be a very small cost, under $10, and the assessment one will be a little bit more expensive, but that will reflect the amount of work that goes into it, and it will also reflect the amount of hopefully positive change that it will make within your teaching. So view it as the same as going to a workshop. If you can't physically make it to one of the workshops that I'm offering, these e-courses will offer you the opportunity to experience pretty much the exact same thing, but actually self-paced. You'll be able to work your way through it at your own pace when you want, at home in your pajamas, without needing to get off the couch. So those will be coming in early 2017. There's been a lot of demand already. I've had over 100 people who've registered their interest for those. So if you are interested in that, please get in contact with me and let me know. I'm really looking forward to launching them, and I'm really looking forward to seeing people take the knowledge that they learn in those courses and being able to implement that into their physical education practice. So yeah, that's what's coming up. It's been a good first semester. Like I said, there's been a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of changes coming ahead, exciting changes, some changes that who knows what's going to happen in terms of work as we get to Canada, but exciting times nonetheless. So thank you so much to everyone who's been tuning into these What I've Learned series videos over the course of the first semester. I'm really keen to continue it for the second semester. I see it as a really valuable tool for me to be able to reflect upon what I'm doing and hopefully share some value with you as well. So thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks for spending a few minutes with me each week, listening to me talk and hopefully getting some ideas. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday period with their families and with their friends wherever you are. Stay safe, stay active, be healthy, and I look forward to catching up with you in early 2017.